takeaways from the Browns' loss to the Falcons. This from Dawg Pound Daily. Number 5, maybe the run defense does matter. And, Eddie, my concern was that, the Falcons were going to test that. They didn't do it with Patterson, but they did it with Allgeier and Caleb Huntley. And that run defense, it's copycat league. They're going to need to get that fixed in a hurry.
Yeah, they absolutely are, especially with their schedule coming up. They have the Chargers next week. They have Eckler. And they have the Patriots the week after that. They have Harris and Stevenson. Then after that, they have Lamar Jackson as the quarterback who also rushes the ball. And the Ravens always have a good rushing attack. And then you have Joe Mixon before the bye week. So something needs to get figured out. Hopefully, Clowney and Garrett can come back, and that alleviates some of the pressure on some of these young guys. But that absolutely is paramount to get figured out, because while it's not the most important thing in the NFL, stopping the run like that, it's more of a pass-happy league. The Falcons showed how you can exploit that, and they did to the Browns what the Browns usually do to other teams, and that's just run the football down your throat and then stop us if you can't. Obviously Stefanski, mixes in play action, which is good at times, mixes and dials up some different pass plays, but the Falcons did absolutely what the Browns should have done and did not do.
Number 4 is shutting down Amari Cooper stops the Browns' offense. So Cooper had back-to-back 100-yard games. Just one catch, similar to the Panthers game. Number 3, Joe Woods is not the only problem. And again, a lot of it is the guys just got to go out and play. The defense has to play better.
Yeah, let me address that one first. It isn't just all on Joe Woods. I've been very critical of him this year, as have a lot of people that I talk to on Twitter and I've seen on Twitter. But what was he supposed to do yesterday? He had 3/4 of his defensive line missing. The secondary is just I don't know what they are. Like they need a free safety badly. They have 3 safeties that neither one of them are the free safety. Neither one of them have that skill set to be free safety, and it shows. And the communication issues, that is a coaching thing, I believe. But it's also a players thing. The players have to go out there. Joe Woods is not, running plays. He's just calling the plays. The players have to execute, and they have not executed so far. And now back to the other point about Amari Cooper. I didn't realize that, so I didn't get to read any of my Dawg Pound Daily teammates articles this morning. I was very busy at work, so I hadn't got a chance to read any of that yet. But that's a very good point. And like you said, similar to the Carolina game, the offense, they did win the game. The offense was what it was. Chubb, did the bulk of the work, but seeing that the past 2 weeks that Amari Cooper went for 101 yards and a touchdown in each of the past 2 games before yesterday, that's very telling. And then, A.J. Terrell did a terrific job on him. He was up in his face all game. He was flustering him all game. So, shout out to him. But that is I didn't think of that before. I got the rundown earlier and I just saw it on here. If you stop Amari Cooper, the Browns offense can get a little bit stagnant until Donovan Peoples-Jones or David Njoku or David Bell or Anthony Schwartz or whoever can step up and be that true number 2. And until we have that, if teams can just single out Amari Cooper, their chances of winning are going to be a little bit better.
All right, number 2, Nick Chubb is still elite. And number 1, it's obvious why they went after Deshaun Watson. And you know what? Again, Jacoby Brissett has been just fine, but an elite quarterback makes some plays with his legs and extending plays.
Yeah, so we'll start there. That play yesterday on 4th and 3 where Brissett threw it out of the end zone. Deshaun Watson likely would have scrambled for that, and I don't know if he would have got the touchdown. He might have been, short, but he would have at least attempted it, or he would have saw Nick Chubb. He was wide open. We've seen the pictures, we've seen the clips. Nothing we can change about that now, obviously. But a player like Watson, I think that the offense is able to do more because he's able to do more, and that's no knock on Brissett. Brissett is who he is. He's played, fairly well for the most part. Couple really good games, sandwiched with some clunkers. He started off, I believe it was like 9 of 13 yesterday, and then finished, I think it was like 12 of 16 or something, or whatever it was. I forget what it was, but then he threw the pick at the end. He blamed himself. He took leadership of that, and that's good. And as for Nick Chubb, he is elite. He always will be elite until Father Time says, time's up, buddy. You're not playing on the field anymore. But I was watching yesterday, and one of the runs he had, it was a screen pass he had, sorry. He got a screen pass, and he was dead to rights in the backfield. Should have lost 2 yards. Somehow was able to get a yard. And that's something that I admire about Nick Chubb's game and what makes him so elite. It's he'll make something out of nothing. You always want positive yardage in the NFL. And he always finds a way to get that, whether it's 1 or 2 yards, or he busts a 5-yard run, or he busts a 20-yard run like he did on the touchdown. He is elite. His offensive line is also elite, so they deserve a ton of credit as well. But Nick Chubb, he's the team MVP so far through the first quarter of the year.